Hello everyone, and welcome to NFLHouse.com's player interview. My name is Eric Galco, owner and director for scouting for the site. I'm joined today by Ryan Purvis, top tight end prospect from Boston College. Ryan, how are you today?
Very good. How are you?
Very good, very good. So Ryan, let's start out by discussing your time at Boston College with current Falcons quarterback stud Matt Ryan. What did he do so well at Boston College, along with you, to prepare himself for the NFL draft?
I think the best thing Matt did was he came to practice every day, and every day he gave 100%. Especially in the summer, going into his senior season, we had a coaching change, and we had to learn an entire new offense. And Matt spent a lot of time in the film room with our coach, and on the chalkboard drawing up plays. And he was the guy who would teach the plays to us out at 7-on-7, and get us going. And in those dog days of summer when you throw 4 or 5 times a week, you kind of get sick and tired of it, but he kind of kept us on the focus, and he came to play every day, and I think he got better every day, and that's why I think he's been so successful.
Okay, now your success has been a little tied to Matt. In 2006, with Matt at quarterback, you had 29 catches and for 380 yards and 2 scores. 2007, you had 54 receptions, 533 yards and 4 scores, and a first-team All-ACC selection, both with Matt at the helm. This past season, you only had 24 catches and 176 yards with no touchdowns. How frustrating was it not to be able to meet your previous year's successes?
On a personal level, it was definitely frustrating, but there's a lot that went into my senior season. We had, obviously an entirely different backfield, new quarterback, 2 new running backs, and about 3 or 4 games into the season, we lost our starting fullback. So I needed to help a lot more on protection, and so our quarterbacks could make better reads. And we had backs who didn't always know how to pick up the blitz right away. So being a fifth-year guy and someone who could move around, they put me in the backfield a lot. They had me in protection a lot just to make sure we could get the ball off. And as a result of that, I didn't run nearly as many routes. So I wouldn't say it was directly correlated to Matt, although Matt, found me an awful lot. It was kind of a schematic thing where I was in more protection, and we were more successful running the ball my senior year as well. So we did that a lot more than throw the ball 50 times a game.
Mm-hmm. Now after the season, you participated in the Texas versus Nation game. How was that experience, and how do you think you did?
It was a great experience. It was my first time in Texas, first time to El Paso, first time in the Sun Bowl. So it was great to see a new place, to play with new people, to play with the guys that you hear about and read about during the season, to put a face with the name. It was a great experience. I learned a lot. It was a great venue to showcase your skills. There were a number of scouts at each practice, and a couple that stuck around for the game. Personally, I was happy with the way I played. I just wanted to show everybody that I can still catch the ball, I can still move around, I can still find the pocket in the zone, and I wanted to show people that I was definitely a dual tight end. I could block in line, and I could catch the ball. So I thought I accomplished that, and hopefully the scouts thought that as well.
It really has blossomed into a very good game for scouts to watch, and has produced a lot of NFL talent. Now, while you surprisingly didn't get an NFL Combine invite, you're likely preparing for your team's pro day. How do you think your times will match up with others at your position from the Combine?
I think they'll be right in the hunt. Obviously, I thought the tight ends ran particularly well this year. It's a deep class. The top 10 were pretty fast in their 40s, and I think with all this hard work I put in, I think I can be right in the mix with all the tight ends and the drills. I'm confident going into pro day.
Okay, now there's tons of great aspects to your game, especially your reliable hands, your good size and speed, and also you talked about before, your willingness to be a blocker. What do you feel is your best attribute as a soon-to-be NFL tight end?
I've always kind of made, I don't want to say made my money, but my bread and butter has always been my hands. It's definitely the thing I'm most confident in with my game. I pride myself on catching the ball, and didn't have too many drops in games in my career at BC. It's something I kind of, it's been a gift from God, kind of, something I've always had, something I've worked to develop, but I'd say my reliable hand is probably my best attribute.
Okay, and as your strengths definitely showed up on the field this past season, the year before that, you also have some weaknesses as well. What do you feel are your biggest weaknesses going into the draft, and how do you plan on improving them before April?
A big focus of mine going into this last year was becoming more dominant in the run game, which I thought I had accomplished. But I still have some work to do there. I'd like to stay lower in my block, and kind of develop more of a mean streak. Almost be kind of like an extra tackle out there, dominating defensive ends and really, making a name for myself in the run game and not just being a guy who can go and catch the ball on third down.
Okay, and finally, tying everything together, be a salesman for me and sell me a potential NFL team for all the scouts out there listening that you should be a top pick and one of the top tight ends taken in April's draft.
Well, I feel I have an ideal size to be a productive NFL tight end. I'm very confident in my athletic ability. I feel like I have good hands and good feet, and I'm competitive, and that's one thing that doesn't show up at the combine is your competitiveness. And I'm competitive. I'm an athlete. I got reliable hands, and I have a willingness and shoulder willingness to block. I consider myself to be a dual threat tight end, someone that doesn't have to come off the field for first and 10 and leave the field for third and short. I feel like I could stay on the field and contribute on all downs, and hopefully a team gives me a chance to show that.
Okay, great. Hey, Ryan, thank you very much for joining me today. Best of luck in your whole NFL draft process, and hope we talk about you on Sundays next season in the NFL.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yep, thanks again. Well, that was Ryan Purvis, tight end prospect from Boston College University. Well, thank you very much for joining me today on NFLHouse.com's player interviews. Feel free to contact me at Eric, ERIC, G, at NFLHouse.com. Thanks again.